It had taken us 3 years to get back to New Zealand for the Tarawera Ultramarathon. We did the 50-kilometre event in 2020, and when entries opened for 2021, I entered the 102-kilometre event. But as we all know, the world went into a shutdown because of the coronavirus pandemic. So entries were deferred from 2021 to 2022. Unfortunately, New Zealand's international borders were still closed because of the pandemic, which meant another deferral of my entry to 2023. So I guess you could say it was third time lucky this time around. And despite some weather concerns, the event did go ahead, albeit the course was changed because heavy rain pre-event had meant that some of the trails in the 102-kilometre course were damaged. But it didn't take away anything from race day. It was fantastic. But the weather events didn't end there. A cyclone came through, caused a lot of damage to the North Island of New Zealand, and we did get caught up in Cyclone Gabrielle as we were making our way back to Auckland. So you're going to see all that in this video. This is a runner's getaway. It pretty much encompasses everything we got up to in New Zealand as part of the Tarawera Ultramarathon. You'll see everything from touristing, eating, and of course there was some running as well. So I do hope you enjoy this runner's getaway from the Tarawera Ultramarathon. We have arrived in New Zealand and already got the jackets on. It is a little bit cooler than Brisbane.
A little bit.
We're about halfway between Auckland and Rotorua. Stopped off at a place called Hamilton. Just going to stop here and get some dinner.
It's a bit more than halfway.
A bit more than halfway, you reckon? Okay. We're hungry and we've got to find a toilet. That's very important at this stage. This is Hamilton, New Zealand. Good morning. We finally made Rotorua last night about 10 o'clock. And we're just heading down to do a little shakeout run now. It's about 6:45 Friday morning, day before the race. Thank you to Alan, Jason, Pauline and Peter for joining Trish and I for that shakeout run. Race day, just walking down to hop on the bus, but that will take us out to our respective starts. Trish for the 21, me for the 102. overlooked in my race day videos were the volunteers. Those volunteers at the aid stations and those volunteers placed around the course to direct us in the right direction were absolutely fantastic. The energy at every aid station was just absolutely buzzing. It really did lift your spirits, and even though I was in the middle of the pack for the 102 kilometre, the aid stations were well stocked, and they were always friendly and always willing to help. It's some of the best volunteers that I've seen at any event that I've done.
Ooh, garlic loaf. Yum, yum. So Neil, what's your next event?
My next event will be the 1 hour 40 pacer at the Cairns Marathon Festival in July.
And after that, what about for yourself?
At this stage we are 1 day post-race, not even really 1 day post-race. But at this stage I have no plans to do anything else at the moment. I'm not even really sure if I'll run a marathon this year. The body just wants to have a break.
And some chips.
And some chips, and a burger, and some beer. The first of the bad weather has arrived here in Rotorua, and we're walking to the, is it Polynesian Spas? Yeah. To the Polynesian Spas. We're going to have a nice experience in the spas.
You might have a nice experience.
in the different thermal baths. And that's going to be good for my legs because my legs are on fire. I'm struggling a little bit and I'm getting no sympathy from my wife.
Nah.
So I'm returning serve to her, off camera of course, because I'm a nice person. Hi guys, we've decided to cut our stay in Rotorua short. The cyclone Gabrielle is closing in on us, so we've decided to hightail it out of Rotorua, head back to Auckland. Our flight at this stage tomorrow is still open, but that could change at any time as this cyclone bears down on us. So we're getting out of Rotorua, unfortunately, and yeah, let's hope that we can get our flight tomorrow and get back home, but safety first. We're at Auckland Airport waiting for our flight home. There is still some pretty wild weather out there, still going through this tail end of the cyclone Gabrielle. It's pretty windy, so we're expecting a little bit of a bumpy ride out of Auckland. Lots of wind and rain last night. We weren't able to make a direct path to the airport this morning. There was trees down all around where we were staying at the hotel, which was only about 10 minutes from the airport. We've been here for a number of hours. We've got another couple of hours before we actually hop on the flight back to Brisbane, where apparently it is sweltering.
Not long after this, our flight got cancelled, and then soon after, the airport was closed down due to those winds generated from Cyclone Gabrielle. Last time Trish and I were in Auckland, we were on one of those big cruise boats. A little bit different circumstances this time around. Pretty cool how you can just dock right in the middle of the Auckland city centre, which is just over there. Trish is trying to keep out of the way.
Stay out.
Because Trish and I both follow a vegan diet, sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge to find somewhere to eat while on a getaway. But fortunately, here in Auckland, we were able to find a Thai restaurant and a pizza place where the food was really good. little bit of an update on why we're still in New Zealand on the Saturday when we were due to fly out of Auckland on Tuesday afternoon. Well, we got to the departure gate, almost ready to board our flight, and they shut down the airport because of Cyclone Gabrielle. The winds were too strong, which made conditions quite dangerous for the ground staff to prepare the aircraft for takeoff and also for landings. That meant that we were unable to rebook a flight until Sunday, which will now be tomorrow. So we've had an extra, what's that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, an extra 4 full days in Auckland. Unfortunately, on Tuesday afternoon, I started to get sick. I developed some flu, and Wednesday and Thursday was pretty much of a write-off. Got out and did a little bit of sightseeing yesterday, so that was good. We went to Albert Park, had a nice wander around there, up Auckland Tower, some great views from up there, and just had a wander around the city centre. Now we're doing park run here at Western Springs Lakeside, which is right where the Auckland Zoo is.
It's a gorgeous park run.
Gorgeous park run, so make sure you watch that video, guys, when it's on the channel. There'll be a separate Western Springs park run video. At home, just enjoying having a little walk run this morning with Trish.
I've got a sore butt.
7 days since the Tarawera 102km trail race, having my first run here at Western Springs Park Run. Body feels okay, still got some effects of that flu that I've had this week. Legs, very doughy though. My quads just, they don't want to work yet. They're not happy, even just sort of plodding along at a pace not much quicker than walking. More rest is needed. We were mighty happy to be home, but our day hadn't finished. We had an Ed Sheeran concert to go to at Suncorp Stadium. Now, I'm no huge Ed Sheeran fan. He put on an excellent show. It was his 3rd show in Brisbane as part of his tour, and we had a really good night. Although Trish and I were getting pretty tired towards the end of it, because by the time we crawled into bed late on that Sunday night, we'd been up for 22 hours. I really want to say thank you to everyone who made us feel so welcome in New Zealand. To everyone who came along to the Shakeout Run, thank you. To those people who offered their homes to us to stay while we had an extended stay in Auckland, thank you as well. Volunteers on race day, thank you. And to the event organisers as well, you guys did an amazing job under some pretty trying circumstances with the weather and having to change the course. Brilliant trip to New Zealand for the Tarawera Ultramarathon. And guys, if you're looking for a trail run to put on your bucket list, have a look at the Tarawera Ultramarathon. You won't be disappointed. Well, that was some adventure, guys. I really do appreciate you watching this runner's getaway. This is something that I've started recently here on the channel, just encompassing everything we get up to when we do travel away for events. There will be more traveling to come later in the year, but for now, take it easy, guys. Run safe, run well wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video.